Once upon a time, there was a talented chef named Casper. He was the main chef at a famous restaurant, known for making delicious and creative dishes. People loved his food a lot. However, Casper was so busy cooking and coming up with new recipes that he didn't spend much time with his family. Sadly, this caused him to lose his family. His son, Percy, had to share his time between his parents, and even when with Casper, Casper was often busy looking for new ingredients. Casper had two main helpers, Martin and Tony, and the restaurant's manager, Molly, also helped him out. They were preparing a special new dish for a very important visitor, a food critic named Ramsay, who would write about the restaurant. But just when they were getting ready, the owner of the restaurant, Riva, told Casper to make the usual dishes instead. Riva thought the regular menu was best and didn't want to change it, even though Casper thought it was too old-fashioned and would not impress Ramsay. Casper followed Riva's orders and made the usual dishes. The next day, they all waited nervously for Ramsay's review. At first, Ramsay liked the starters because he remembered how good Casper's cooking was from a long time ago. But he was not impressed with the desserts and thought they lacked creativity. Because of this, Ramsay gave the restaurant a 2-star rating. Casper was very sad about the 2-star rating because he had worked so hard as a chef. He felt like Ramsay was being very tough on him. Despite this setback, the story shows how much Casper cared about his cooking, even though he had to face challenges along the way. Chef Casper loves cooking more than anything. He works very hard in his kitchen to make yummy dishes. Even though he's really busy, he tries to spend time with his son, Percy. One day, a food critic named Ramsay wrote something not very nice about Casper's cooking online, and lots of people saw it. Casper didn't know much about the internet or Twitter, where Ramsay wrote his review, so his friends tried to keep him from getting upset by not telling him about it. But Casper got curious and asked Percy to help him see what people were saying online. When he saw the mean comments, Casper felt sad but also wanted to prove he's a great chef. He invited Ramsay to come and try some new dishes he made. Casper made a little mistake when he tried to talk to Ramsay on Twitter because he was still learning how it works, but it ended up making a lot of people talk about his cooking. Casper showed he's brave by not giving up and trying to make things better, even when they get tough. Chef Casper had a big challenge with a food critic named Ramsay that made a lot of people excited and come to the restaurant. It was super busy, the busiest day ever. But the owner of the restaurant, Riva, didn't want Casper to make new dishes. He wanted the same old dishes they always made. Casper and Riva argued a lot because Casper wanted to show off his new dishes, especially to Ramsay, but Riva didn't agree. Finally, Casper decided he didn't want to be the head chef anymore and left his job. He felt really sad and tried to feel better by cooking at home. Ramsay came to the restaurant, looking forward to trying Casper's new dishes, but was disappointed to find the same old dishes and no Casper. Ramsay then said on Twitter that Casper was scared to compete, which made Casper very upset. Casper went back to the restaurant and argued with Ramsay. Unfortunately, people recorded their argument, and it made Casper look bad. After this, Casper had a tough time. He couldn't find a job as a chef, and his son, Percy, was upset with him for missing a vacation they planned. Casper's friend, Inez, tried to help him by offering him a job on a cooking show and then suggesting they start a food truck business together. But Casper said no because he wanted to take a break from cooking. Inez invited Casper to come to Miami with her and Percy to meet her dad, hoping it would help make things better. Casper, a chef who had a tough time, was invited by his friend Inez to go to Miami with her and his son, Percy. Inez thought it would be a good chance for Casper to take a break and spend some fun time with Percy. At first, Casper didn't want to go because he didn't have much money, but he decided to join them after Inez convinced him it would be good for him and Percy. In Miami, they went to a show hosted by Inez's dad, and Percy had a great time with his mom and dad, feeling happy like he used to. They also talked about how Casper could start a food truck business, and Inez really supported the idea. Casper even went to see Inez's ex-husband, Marvin, to buy a used food truck from him, even though it was in pretty bad shape when it arrived. Casper and Percy worked together to clean and fix up the truck. They had some trouble getting a big cooking tool into the truck because Casper didn't speak Spanish and the workers didn't understand him. But Martin, a friend from the restaurant where Casper used to work, showed up to help. With Martin's help, they got everything set up, and they made their first batch of food to give to the workers who helped them. At the end of the day, Martin offered to paint the truck to make it look nicer, and Casper and Percy started planning their sales for the next day. It was a new start for Casper, working together with friends and family, getting ready to make and sell food in their own food truck. Casper, Percy, and their friend Martin started a food truck adventure. They traveled from city to city, making delicious food with a new menu at every stop. Percy helped a lot by tweeting about their journey, which made lots of people excited to try their food. Everywhere they went, people loved it, and the food truck became very popular. One day, after enjoying some local food themselves, Casper and Percy came back to find a really long line of customers waiting for them. They realized it was all thanks to Percy's posts about their travels. As they kept traveling and cooking, Inez called Casper to say she was happy seeing them so happy, and Casper accidentally told Inez he loved her. Casper enjoyed working with Percy on the food truck, but soon it was time for Percy to go back to school, which made both of them sad. After Percy went back home, Casper found a video from Percy that showed all the fun times they had together. Casper decided he wanted Percy to help out at the food truck again after school. The food truck was doing great, and even Inez came to help out. Then, Ramsey, the food critic who had criticized Casper before, showed up. Ramsey said he was sorry, and that all the tough words were just to make things more interesting online. But he didn't just come to apologize. He also wanted to start a restaurant business with Casper. 6 months later, Casper and Ramsey opened a new restaurant where Casper could cook any menu he wanted. The best part? Casper and Inez got back together, and their family was happy again.